Most service providers think VSLs are just for course creators and coaches selling digital products, or that having a video before a sales call will hurt your conversion rates. This couldn't be further from the truth. I've analyzed hundreds of VSLs across the market, from e-com to software companies, coaches, even niche industries such as local dental practices, and I've condensed everything into a blueprint for converting VSLs, why they work, what to avoid, and how to implement this for your own business. And here's the thing, if you have any type of service business, a VSL will almost certainly get you more qualified calls and higher close rates. I've never seen a single instance where a well-made VSL resulted in fewer sales. Let's dive in. Let's cover why every service business needs a VSL. I get it. You might be thinking, my business doesn't need a VSL, but let me explain why this is the most logical step possible. In what situation does you being on a video, presenting your value proposition, explaining what you do, and showing the results you provide, in what situation does that ever result you in getting less business? It doesn't. Every single time, if you have a good VSL, will result in significantly more calls booked, significantly more leads, and significantly more sales. And the reason it's simple, it transforms your sales calls from over-explaining and spending hours trying to convince prospects. All of that explanation and evidence, wouldn't that make your sales process significantly easier? That's exactly what happened with one of our clients, Antonio, who has a physical product business. Even in this niche, a VSL significantly increases his collaboration rates with other partners. Next, let's cover the research phase. Most people think making a VSL means following some template or framework. That's not how you create something that converts. Here's the method that actually works, and I learned this from studying what successful businesses do. Think people like Daniel Fazio, Alex Hormozi, and other top entrepreneurs. Their VSLs don't start with templates or frameworks, they start with data. Let's say you're launching a brand new offer, and for those who already have an offer, this applies to you too. After 20 or 30 sales calls, you take the transcription of all and place it into any AI that you want, and you prompt it in a way that you have the top 10 most asked questions, and you can ask the AI to also make you a summary of the answers you already gave in the sales call. And after analyzing enough calls, you have a stack of questions. When you put these questions in descending order based on frequency, you get the exact sequence that a person will logically ask when being sold to. This is why people watch certain VSLs and say it felt like you were reading my mind, because you literally were. You crowdsourced the data and presented it in the logical sequence their brain actually works. Let's get into the VSL structure and writing. I'm not going to give you some generic template because that's not how this works. What I'm going to tell you is infinitely more valuable. You make your VSL in a descending order of the most frequently asked questions from your sales calls. But before we get into the structure, remember that some people prefer to read, others prefer to watch. So make sure your VSL works both as a video and as a document to give them both options. Here's the structure. Those questions usually fall into. First is the target identification, and you can respond to this indirectly by mentioning in your VSL in the beginning, if you're a coach in this situation, struggling with this and are at this revenue point, then this is for you. Second, proof and credibility. This is incredibly powerful because you can weave in your social proof to boost credibility and boost the first step, which is target identification. When somebody hears about John, who was in their exact situation, and with your implementation managed to reach their dream outcome, they start thinking that this system might work for them. Third is process explanation, where you explain your process, but here try to not sell the plane flight, try to sell the vacation. Fourth is objection handling. This is the spot for these questions that you noted down. And fifth, next steps. How do I get started? This varies for each specific type of funnel. You might tell them to book a call, fill out a form, or just buy on that page. Don't just skim the surface. For example, when you're explaining your process, get technical, but explain as you go. Use industry jargon to show expertise, then immediately explain what it means in simple terms. This shows you know the technical details while keeping everyone on the same page. Half of your prospects won't understand the technical details, but that That's exactly what makes them want to book a call, because they know you're the expert. Now let's talk about the technical side, because this is where most people mess it up. First rule: do not host your VSL on YouTube. YouTube is for discovery and building an audience. Your VSL is a sales tool. You want complete control over where it's seen and who sees it. Let me walk you through the 3 main reasons why hosting it on YouTube isn't the right option. First, when somebody sees the YouTube interface, their brain already starts thinking this is a YouTube video, not a serious VSL. Second, in some cases, when you pause the VSL on the YouTube video, especially on mobile, YouTube suggests some videos down below, and this is a big temptation to your viewer. And the third distraction is your YouTube channel icon, where they can hover it and click it. For both 2 and 3, the VSL's goal isn't to funnel people into YouTube. The goal is to funnel people towards buying, not pushing them to YouTube. The fix is use platforms like Vimeo or Wistia, which have the same features as YouTube: retention, views, click-through rate. For recording, just keep it simple: your face and your presentation. I recommend using OBS, it's free and gives you complete flexibility with camera positioning and size. Whatever you do, just don't use Loom. The quality fluctuates and you can't control the camera size properly. For equipment, you don't need anything fancy. Any iPhone or 1080p webcam works fine. The only thing that matters is lighting, editing and optimization. When it comes to editing, less is more. You want clean, professional editing that enhances understanding without being distracting. For example, when you have a specific process you want to explain, like in my case, where I showcased all the steps needed to make a YouTube video: ideation, scripting, filming, editing and posting. I used a graphic with different colors that my viewer understands what my service covers. And with the help of this graphic, making a YouTube video doesn't seem so hard, since you only need to film the video. And I outlined this with this simple graphic which had different colors. Don't go overboard with effects, since you're not in a Mr. Beast video. This isn't entertainment content, it's a sales presentation. The goal is to clarify what you're saying, not to impress people with your editing skills. If you try to make it too flashy, it starts feeling like a weird persuasion video. Keep it clean, keep it professional, keep it focused on the message. Now here's what you can expect when you implement this correctly. I've seen businesses spend 5 times less money on acquiring qualified calls after implementing VSLs compared to not having one. Why? Because the VSL answers every question somebody could have in advance. Your prospects are pre-qualified and pre-sold before they even book. Your sales calls become easier, your close rate goes up, your cost per acquisition goes down, but you have to actually do the work. And I know it's a pain to get on camera if you've never done it before. I know writing and recording a script feels uncomfortable, but I promise you it's going to make your life wildly easier in terms of the sales process. Now, the difference between service providers who struggle to close deals and those who have prospects begging to work with them often comes down to this: preparation. When you do the work upfront, answer every question and handle every objection in your VSL, selling becomes infinitely easier. Now you could spend the next few months figuring out how to implement all of this while trying to run your business, dealing with the learning curve of new tools, struggling with the technical setup and trying to nail the messaging that actually converts. Or you could work with someone who's already systematized this entire process. And if you're doing over 20k per month, you should book a call with us. We work with B2B businesses, high-ticket coaches and entrepreneurs who want to focus on making money through content. Because a lot of people know how to make a video, not many people know how to make money from it. Now, if you're interested in learning more about how we can create a converting VSL and a content system for your business, click the first link in the description to book a call. And if you want to know why in-house editors fail, click this video here and enjoy.